The anime started with a shady jewelry deal, as a gangster in a white suit is told he'll be permitted to see the boss with what he's delivered. On their way to deliver the suitcase of jewelry, the car they are in is ambushed by a man on a motorcycle, engaging them in a shootout. The gangsters eventually got lost of the man on the motorcycle, thinking they have escaped the man on the motorcycle, only to see him has already pulled up in front of them. One gangster instructs the driver to run the man over, only to be shot by the driver. It reveals that the driver and the man on the motorcycle are working together. Inside a warehouse, the driver and man on the motorcycle confront the gangster in the white suit. The driver's name Kazuki asks the gangster in the white suit how he smuggled the jewelry in, and he reveals he's been taking orders that come from a cell phone, handing it over to them. Suddenly, Kazuki receives a call asking if he can pick up a young girl named Miri from school, as she's got a fever. Kazuki turns to Rei, who is the man on the motorcycle, wondering why he sent the girl to school if she was sick, and he replied that he thinks the work is more important than the little girl. The two begin to argue further, confusing the gangster. When he tries to speak up, they tell him to mind his business before shooting him and leaving to pick up Miri. Flashback to a few months earlier, Kazuki explains that Miri came to live with him and Rei during a job they worked on the previous Christmas. He and Rei are roommates, and they both don't seem particularly happy with their life. Kazuki scolds Rei for bringing home a cat when he's barely able to take care of himself, but is surprised to see Rei has already bought the cat supplies. Still, he doesn't approve of Kazuki bringing home a stray cat and plans to take the cat back outside to where it is from. On his way out, Rei insults Kazuki, calling him a couch crasher, and Kazuki returns the favor by calling Rei a shut-in. At dinner, it's clear Rei is still upset about the cat. Kazuki tries to reason with him, as their jobs are too unpredictable for those kinds of responsibilities. They could anger someone and end up dead at any time, or worse, bad things could happen to people they bring into their lives. While Kazuki talking, he got a flashback of him and a pregnant woman. After that, he bans Rei from bringing home any more stray cats before tossing him the papers containing their next target. Later Kazuki meets with his friend Kyutaro at the cafe where he works. He asks Kyutaro to make him a hotel ID for his mission and receives payment from the last mission. Kyutaro seems to be the middleman between them and their clients. Kazuki asks Kyutaro to send half his money to the usual place. And although Kyutaro says he'll try, she never seems to be in the mood to take it. A young girl rides a train alone. Once off, she runs around the city, talking with strangers, and she seems to try to find someone. Kazuki explains their latest target is the major broker in a human trafficking organization. They know he's holding a lavish Christmas party in a hotel ballroom and plan to sneak in by pretending to bring the cake in. The guards did not believe him at first, but after hearing the voice of his boss's wife say to let them in quickly, they quickly open the way. It is revealed that the voice of the boss's wife actually comes from the voice changer that Kyutaro used. As Kazuki got into the elevator to deliver the cake, Miri spots the cake and eagerly runs in behind him. Kazuki panics as he sees the young girl. However, he cannot bring himself to deny her request to taste the cake. She begins to address Kazuki as Santa, and asks if he will grant her wish of meeting her father. Hearing that Kazuki playing along, he tells her that he will bring her father to her if she listens to him. She then agrees, but the moment the elevator doors open, she runs off, causing suspicion. Rei is forced to shoot the bodyguards from where he is hiding, which is under the cake trolley. As Kazuki runs after Miri, Rei runs down the hallway to take out the other guards. He manages to snipe them both while hiding behind protruding sections of the hallway. Once the guards are down, Rei, Kazuki, and Miri all bust into the Christmas party. The guests run out terrified, while Rei heads straight for the boss. Kazuki loses Miri in the crowd, only for her to show up next to their target, asking him if he is her father before he takes her hostage. Kazuki then tosses the dessert up to the sky to distract them and runs up to save her, tearing off his beard and declaring himself her father, while Rei shoots the guards. While Kazuki catches Miri, Rei shoots the target in the head and then leaves. Once the mission is over, Kazuki and Rei end up bringing Miri home. Rei calls Kazuki out for being able to bring home a child when he wasn't allowed to keep his cat. Poor Rei. The episode ended with Kazuki looking at the photos in Miri's bag, which reveal that the father that Miri is looking for is none other than the target that they just killed.